Hi, and welcome to the Virtual Paint Build Create special event, a science, technology, engineering, art, and math-themed event for all ages brought to you by the Arlington County Department of Parks and Recreation. My name is Lizzie, and today we will be making a milk color explosion. Here's what we're going to need. Let's start off with our shallow dish. Doesn't have to be too deep, so you can get something like a plate or a bowl. Next, we're going to need our cotton swabs. I have 2 right here, but 1 would be enough. We'll need some food coloring in a couple of colors. I have red, blue, and green, but if you have more, feel free to use them. And then we're going to need some dish soap. And finally, the most important part, the milk. We're going to start our experiment by pouring our milk into our shallow dish. I'm using a pie tin for my milk explosion, but you need to put in just enough to cover the bottom of your dish. And then we're going to give the milk just a second to settle down. Alright, so for the next part, I'm going to need my food coloring. I have my red food coloring here, and I'm going to add 1 drop of it into my milk right here. And I want to aim for the center so that when we add in the dish soap, the effect will be so much cooler. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep adding all of my other colors that I have, and I have here blue, and I'm going to add a couple of drops of this, maybe 2. Yeah, that looks good. And finally, I'm just going to add my green drop on here. Cool. For this next step, I need to get my clean cotton swabs, and I'm going to load them up with all this dish soap. Can you guys predict what will happen when you touch the tip of this cotton swab to the center of the milk? Make sure you don't stir it up though when you do it. We're just going to touch the tip, and whoa, there it goes. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that burst of color. I wonder what's going to happen if I add some more soap into this mixture. I'm going to try it out on this same mix. I'm going to grab another cotton swab and I'm going to add some more dish soap on there. See what happens. Huh. It's like all the colors moving around as soon as I touch the dish soap in there. I wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Let's figure it out. Milk is mostly water, but it also contains vitamins, minerals, proteins, and tiny droplets of fat. Fats and proteins are sensitive to changes in their surrounding. And so the secret of the bursting colors is the chemistry of that tiny drop of soap. Dish soap, because of its bipolar characteristics, weakens the chemical bonds that hold the proteins and fats in the solution together. The soap's hydrophilic end, or water-loving end, dissolves in the water, and its hydrophobic, water-fearing end attaches to a fat globule in the milk. That's when the fun begins. The molecules of fat bend, roll, twist, and contort in all directions as the soap molecules race around to join up with the fat molecules. Now that we know this cool thing can happen, why don't we take our milk explosion to the next level? You can turn this into a more formal experiment, and by that I mean you can try changing a couple of variables to see how that affects your milk explosion. One example is you can take all of the same things we started with, the shallow dish, your food coloring, your Q-tips, and your soap, and maybe just start by changing the amount of fat in your milk. Maybe you try skim milk or a non-dairy milk. You could try a heavy whipping cream and see if that has any effect on the way the colors explode in your thing. You could also try a more creative, artsy approach and see if the way that you drop the food coloring into the milk affects what kind of explosion or what kind of designs or swirls come out of your milk explosion.
Thank you for joining us at the Virtual Paint Build Create event. Be sure to check out all of our other activities at the link or QR code on the screen.